So now I want to talk about fasting. Fasting is something that seems like a pretty serious religious thing to do, but I want to simplify it for you just a little bit, especially if you have never participated in this discipline before. Most people think of fasting as taking a break from eating food, and yes, that's the heritage of fasting. That's the primary application. In the Old Testament, it uses fasting and abstinence from food in order to help point to something even more necessary for life, and that is communion with and dependence on God. You know, because food is a daily necessity, when we fast from food, it tends to emphasize that God needs to be our sustaining force. We recognize really quickly our need for food. In Exodus chapter 34, verse 28, we see the first recorded example of fasting when it says that Moses went 40 days and nights with no food or drink. It was in that experience that God gave him wisdom and direction. Clearing out all that stuff that he depended upon in his stomach opened up for God to really speak to him. From that point forward, we see fasting referenced semi-regularly all the way through the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now, while food is the normal context for the fast, the real focus is a minimizing of the importance of that element. And when we minimize the importance of food in our lives and we depend on Him, it puts greater emphasis and dependence on God, which then results in something else, and that is cleansing and restoration. And that's exactly what we see happening in Moses. In our world today, there is no shortage of things we depend on apart from God. We like our food. We like our ability to earn a living. We like doing our profession and enjoying the leisure things of life. Those are all good things. But see, all of those things can tend to start becoming more important to us than God. And that is the time where we need to look in the mirror and consider a fast so that they don't take the place of God. So for our 21 days of prayer and fasting experience, think about something you need to give up. Put to the side for a while. Maybe it's your love of chocolate, caffeine, or caffeinated drinks. Just a little too much. I know I'm meddling, but look in the mirror. Do they have a hold on you more than is healthy? Consider giving those up. Fasting from them for a period of time. Maybe it is a food fast and you forego lunch maybe 2 or 3 days a week, just as a reminder that apart from Him, we are pretty fragile, weak beings. Maybe it's fasting from things like entertainment, Netflix, social media, or sports. Now, not that those things are evil in and of themselves, but if you and I can't forego them for even a little while, well then maybe they have more of a hold on us than we'd like to admit. So I want to encourage you to take a couple days and think about what things in your life maybe have a little too much importance, that are maybe squeezing in there and kind of taking the place of emphasis instead of God. And consider having that be the focus of your fast. No one is going to check up on you to test you or inspect you. This is between you and God. Now, Jesus said this about fasting in Matthew chapter 6, verse 16 through 18, and it has everything to do with the attitude of the fast. You know, the attitude of the fast is not for people to see us and to see how spiritual we are. No, it's to have a good attitude. And this is what He said. When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show others they are fasting. Truly I tell you, they have their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Well, I'm praying for that kind of spirit for you, no matter what you choose to fast from. And I'm praying for you as you step into the spiritual rhythm known as fasting. If you have more questions about fasting, we have a great resource attached to this website. So I encourage you to check it out. Most of all, just be prepared for God to speak to you and move through this practice, this rhythm of fasting, because we know that fasting leads to the transforming work that He desires to do in your life. God bless you as you fast.